Hi everybody, this is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Thanks very much for watching that earwax removal video today. So this patient came through with a really stubborn piece of earwax. Now I'll just go through this initial section, I'll explain why. So the patient here's got this quite a narrow entrance to the ear canal. Very soft wax here at the entrance, which you can see us using the standard size ulnar tube here just to suck a lot of this softer bit, so you can see a bit getting sucked into the machine there. But the difficulty here is that this wax has actually become almost encased in a little bit of dry skin, and there's also some dry skin pieces interwoven into it. Now coupled with that is this patient has quite a pronounced bend in their ear canal. So we all have bends in our ear canals. We have a first and a second bend. So basically it bends one way and then bends back on itself. Now this patient's first bend is quite pronounced, so it means that when the wax is forming, it's forming almost on a bend, and it's got these pieces of dry skin interwoven into it. Now you can see it looks quite dark in here at the moment because there's a lot of old, more stickier wax around the entrance to the canal. So when we're shining the light in from the endoscope, a lot of that light's getting absorbed into that wax, which is why it looks quite dark to start with. So what we're doing here is just loosening up the sides, and you'll start to see here these little bits of skin. Now you can see that long strip that came away at the top here. Now you're really conscious with these longer strips of skin because when they get sucked into the end of the suction tube, what can happen is they can vibrate up and down really, really quickly, which is something they call clarinetting, which gives a very high pitch, quite a loud shrill whistle in the ear when that happens. So what I'm trying to do here is avoid that top section of skin and move a little bit further to the bottom, bringing it down slightly so that we can get a lot of that skin and wax into the end of the suction at the same time, which stops that from happening. The difficulty here is that skin is really still firmly attached to the ear canal. So we're using the crocodile forceps here, not so much to try and take this blockage out, because a lot of, in the comments, a lot of people say, crocodile forceps aren't particularly effective, you don't seem to get a lot out. But in this case, we're not using them to try and remove the wax. What we're doing here is trying to take the pieces of skin out of that wax plug, so we've got a better chance then using the suction as we are here to try and draw the wax itself down the canal, and then we can move those little bits of skin that are interwoven in there that start popping out as we take more of the wax away into a better position to get the forceps to remove those next sections. So it's a case of unpicking and sort of teasing those little bits of wax out here. So you can see now we've got these bits of skin popping towards the front, so we'll just clamp onto that then with the crocodile forceps and bring this forward. Same again here. There we are. You can see these very fine little layers of skin that have formed in here. Now, I know a lot of you are going to ask me in the comment section below, why do you get these kind of bits of skin forming in the wax? Well, because the ear canal can sometimes dry out a little bit, you can get these lifts of skin off the canal, and then the wax, because it's been in here a little while, has folded around it. Now, this gent was actually a really, really lovely guy, and his son is getting married on the weekend, so he was desperate to hear better, ready for the wedding, so we did manage to clear him out today as well. But you can see now you've got these little bits of dry skin coming down from the top of the canal, you've got them coming in from the left, from the right, and they're covering over that block of wax. So basically, effectively, where it's all sort of peeled and folded with the suction, it's all sitting over that plug there. So we're still going to have to keep using the forceps for the time being and gently pulling those bits of skin away just to allow us to get to the next piece of wax in here. There we are. You can see that edge. As we pull down, you can see the whole edge just starting to lift there. And that's this one long piece of dark and dry skin and wax mixed together here. There we are. You get a better view of it there. So as we pull down from that side then, you can actually see the whole side lifting away. Watch it now here. You'll see the same thing again. There we are. You can see it there. And that's this layer of dry skin running down the one side of the wax here and just sort of folding over in front of it. There we are, got a good grip there on a nice piece of skin further in. Now we're starting to see a little bit of skin here at the top. You can see it there a little bit brighter now as we're starting to uncover the ear canal walls a little bit more. And as we're pulling this, because the skin's a little bit kind of softer, it's not quite hardened up like a really tough piece. It's kind of a little bit wet as well, a little bit of sort of softness to it. So as we're clamping with the forceps, it's actually sort of tearing bits off it really, rather than pulling the whole chunk out in one go. But you were trying now to move to this bottom section. I'm trying to bring all the wax and skin into the end of the suction tube so we can get a really good grip here and start really wiggling this around. But you can see it's just loosened another little piece of skin here at the top. Let's get rid of that. We've got a bit of turbo wiggling coming up in a second, guys. It took a lot of wiggling to get this out. So basically, we're still pulling these bits of skin away. We're starting to tease the edges now away. I'm trying to lift from the bottom to see if we can get the whole thing in one go. We can see all the skin is really, really lifting up now. We've got a good grip on this now with the suction tube, trying to hold it all in there to stop that clarineting, to stop that high-pitched squeaky whistle. There we are. You saw a big chunk of that skin getting sucked in now. So we've got rid of all the looser bits around the outside edge. Let's see if we can work on this main plug now, get this patient hearing better so we can enjoy his son's wedding. So you can see it's really just sort of lifting. It's starting to move forward. We're starting to see the plug just creeping down the canal a little bit. We've got a good grip there, a little bit of a wiggle. Let's see if we can reposition this. Unfortunately, what happens as we've pulled down with this wax, there's this layer of skin that's come over and sort of, as we rolled the wax, it's kind of rolled in front of it here as well, and it's held on further behind the wax. So we're going to bring the Jobson horn in here. I just want to see if we can get and break that adhesion, but watch what happens. As we push down, that's the layer of skin. Basically, it's just slid over that layer of skin. And unfortunately for us, the Jobson horns actually caused more problems. It's actually pushed it further down on top of the wax. So now we're going to have to go back in with the suction and lift that whole section we've just pressed down. If we were lucky, the Jobson horn would have just got behind that bit of skin and drawn the whole thing forwards. But unfortunately, it just kind of pushed it down on top of the block. But we've got a good grip here, starting off with a bit of gentle wiggling here. Let's see if we can work this down. It's just not budging. Okay, let's pop a little bit of olive oil in here then. Let's loosen the edges around here. Give us the best chance. Let's see if we can slide this across the skin. If we can get a bit of movement, we may be able to just slide it out. So we've got a good grip here. Olive oil is going to help us to get a really tough, good suction grip on this skin as well. And now we're going to hold on to this. There we go. You can see we're starting to increase the wiggle now. Turbo wiggling about to engage. So we can see we're just getting, there we are, really kind of wiggling this spot, pulling down from the top, teasing this forwards. You can see it's working its way out here. We've got a long strip again. Let's get rid of that so we don't start doing any clarineting here. Let's get a pinch on that long strip that's just popped out from the main block of wax. There we go. Let's get rid of that bit of skin. Now we can go back in without the risk of it squeaking. And we're going to really hold on to this section there. Now you can see all that skin, that grey material flicking up here. We've got a good grip. We're really getting the wiggle going here now. We'd really sort of wiggle back and forth, drawing this down the canal. We've got it to out the part, bit of circular movement. There we go, and out it comes. You can see that grey skin underneath, big block of wax there, lovely big chunky bit, and it was sitting right on the corner. So let's go behind that now. We get to the next section. Now we've loosened that initial piece. Everything else now that was bound to it and hanging on to it is going to have broken those bits apart, and we're just going to start to get this coming away a lot nicer now. There we go. Next section coming away. Nice big chunky piece of wax as well there. And even more behind that now, so let's get a good grip on this next section. You can see how much easier it is now to remove these last few pieces here. Now we've got that initial section away, but you can see just how deep this wax had gone. So no wonder this lovely gent was really struggling with his hearing. Let's just tidy up this top here, have a sneak around the corner. You can see how much of a bend there is. We've got to kind of bend the end around the corner to get a good look at the eardrum. Somebody asked if we could just pause on the eardrum a little bit longer. So you can see here, you can see the brown splodges on the eardrum there. Now basically that's where the wax had actually gone down as far as the drum. So you can see how much, how difficult it would have been for this patient to hear. So we've got 3.5 centimeters. Oh, was that 2.5 centimeters? I can't remember. Okay, we got, I'm going to say, I'm looking at it from the top, an inch and a quarter there, I think. Yeah, but just over 3 centimeters, 3 to 3.5 centimeters. So quite a bit, and that just came out of one ear canal. But patients so grateful they could hear so much better, ready for their wedding. Oh, guys. One thing, I did say for announcements at the end, but I forgot to say at the beginning I was going to do an announcement. Mr. B Senior, gyms have now reopened in Wales. Mr. B Senior is going to do his 30-ton challenge on Wednesday. So I'm going to record that Wednesday evening. I'll put a video together and I'll put it on the channel. But just so you know, he's attempting that on Wednesday. So I'll keep you posted about that one as well, let you know how we get on with that one. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I'll put a card up there so you know what my dad's attempting on Wednesday for charity. So guys, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I did voicing it over, and I shall see you again on Wednesday. As always guys, take care of your ears, take care of yourselves, and take care of one another, and I'll see you again real soon. Take care everyone.